Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Max. Today I'm going to talk about my everyday carry as of 2019. I made a video last year talking about what I carried on my person, and then I made a separate video about what I carried in my bag. I'm going to try and incorporate this all into one video, and I wanted to apologize. It's been so long since I put out another video. Had a lot of stuff happen in the past year. Been going through a custody battle with my children's mother. For those of you who don't know, I have two kids. I have a 7-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy. And now me and my wife are expecting another baby in November. So lots of new stuff happening. Been crushing the overtime at work trying to get that. I've actually got my son upstairs. He's taking a nap, so gonna try and seize the time that I got now to make another video, and hopefully it makes up for lost time. But got other videos planned for the future. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I'm going to do my best to keep up on it. Without further ado, we're going to talk about what I carry on my person in my bag, and some things change, some things haven't. So without any other delays, we'll just go ahead and jump into it. So what I carry in my pockets, a lot of this hasn't changed. Still carrying the Streamlight ProTac 1L. Great flashlight. I carry it on high only. I love this flashlight because it takes CR123 batteries for high output and a AA battery, which are more common. So the fact that I have two batteries, one that's common, one that's good for high output, love that flashlight. It has the 10-tap program in it. Again, I don't really use it. Just good to have it, I guess. Different tastes, different models. I use my left pocket basically as my light pocket. I carry my phone in there. My phone's another light source. I have my lighter and my flashlight all in my left pocket. I'm recording my video on my phone currently. It's the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. Great phone. Takes great videos. I don't know if you guys agree, but it's done well for me. In this pocket, still carrying the Spyderco Delica 4 with the Emerson Wave on it. Love this knife. I've done a little bit of bushcraft work with it. It's still, you have the lock here on the back, so it's not the best location for doing bushcraft, but I haven't had it close up on my hands or anything, so still digging it. Not going to change it anytime soon unless Benchmade were to come out with something with the Emerson Wave. I love Benchmades, but the Emerson Wave, it's won me over. Also in this pocket, carry my car keys. Nothing special about the car keys. Only thing I guess that's special on there is I have one of the tiles, because I lose my keys a lot. I'm pretty organized and everything, but for some reason can't keep track of my keys the same way. Moving on beyond that, that's basically all that I carry in my wallet. I got a new wallet. This is the Magpul Dakka wallet. Huge fan of it, just super low profile, doesn't carry a whole lot, but neither do I, so does the job well. It doesn't come with this rubber band. I've just been carrying, it's like a Ranger band. It came on my Flipside 3X wallet. I took it off of that, and I was just running my cards inside of that, so this is a little bit of an improved version of it. Nothing really special about that, except for the wallet's awesome. I love it. I don't think I'll ever carry a different wallet unless they come out with a newer version that's got different features. In my watch pocket, I carry a spare 10-round magazine for the SIG P365. I am currently carrying the SIG P365 as I'm waiting on a new holster from Armadillo Concealment for my Glock. It says a hot gun right now. Not going to unholster it. Love the gun. This is my wife's gun. I'm just currently carrying it. She is currently carrying the Glock 43. Just because she has a holster that will fit the Glock 43 and the SIG 365, and hers has an ulti clip on it. I carry this one because I wear a belt, and this clip grabs on super well to my belt. But as soon as I get my holster from Armadillo Concealment, I will move back to my Glock 19. And the reason that I'm not carrying my Glock 19 is because now this in its current configuration will not fit in my old Tier 1 concealed holster unless I were to remove the flashlight, which I could do, but I actually gave away my Tier 1 concealed holster to my best friend. So he's enjoying that down in Texas right now. So this Glock 19, the reason why I went with all the different upgrades to it or mods to it, a lot of people won't consider a red dot an upgrade to the gun. In my personal humble opinion, it's definitely an upgrade to the gun. I can shoot the gun a world better than what I could with iron sights. I can be more consistent and faster with it. It is the adjustable LED model of the it's a 3.25 MOA. On the bottom, I'm running the Surefire X300U-B. The B model is the quick detach model. I don't think that's really important. It's not, I mean, I rarely ever take the flashlight off the gun and put it on other guns, but I like how quick and easy it is, and it is rock solid on there. The reason why I like that, and I did just safety check the gun, and I don't really want to use it, but it's a good standoff device, so if you were using it as a self-defense, it is not going to pressure barrel out of or pressure slide out of battery, so you could still have a usable gun in close retention shooting. Other than that, I am running some Trijicon suppressor height sights. They are tritium. So got the 3 white dot, and all 3 of them are tritium, so I like those as backup iron sights. And other than that, it is a Brownell slide that it is all riding on top of. Had a couple fitment issues when I first put it on there, but with the help of another friend, we were able to get this working within a matter of 10 minutes. So yay for that. On the bottom, I am running the Magpul Magwell. Super cheap, super low profile, and I love the function of it. If it doesn't take up any space and it could help you be a little faster with reloads, I don't see a reason not to have it on there. So, again, yay for that. Moving on, that is everything in my pockets. So, I am just going to jump straight into the bag. I was carrying the Vertex Transit Sling. I did a video on that. It was in my EDC Part 2. And I don't have anything bad to say about the bag. It was just a little bit too small for what I had in mind. And after I realized that I'm not a huge proponent for off-body carry, I decided to move to a bag that had 2 straps versus the single strap across. The bag was super comfortable, but I carried it really heavily loaded out, so that one strap coming across, it would get uncomfortable rather quickly for me, but that was also because how heavy I was running it. And I ran that bag for over a year and had 0 failures or of any kind out of it, nothing break. I did have, and it was because of something that snagged it, I did have some loose stitching on the back, but I cut it, I ran a lighter to it, and it never came undone again. So super impressed with that bag, nothing bad to say about it. However, I will say this bag for me was a huge, much needed upgrade. There are a few things on this bag that I deleted or opted to delete. While we're on the back side of the bag, I'll go ahead and talk about those. It does come with a waist strap, hip strap, whatever you want to call it, and then also a sternum strap. I removed the sternum strap, and I was stowing it in the bag to have it in case I needed it, but after carrying it inside the bag for so long and carrying my bag so many times and not requiring a sternum strap, I just opted to take it out of the bag altogether. Same thing with the hip strap. This hip strap has these storage areas down here, and I just found myself never really needing it. Especially since it's not a load-bearing hip strap. I could have loaded this bag out, and if I tried to use that as a load-bearing hip strap, it's very thin and it would have dug into you. It's more of just a hip strap to help secure the bag to you, which if you're planning on doing any running with a backpack or parkour with a backpack, I guess that's a good thing to have, but I don't. The padding on the back, super awesome. The padding on the straps, awesome. Like all around comfortable bag. With or without the sternum straps, I just didn't have a need for them. So that's personal preference of mine. I do like that all the straps come with these little Velcro keepers. I like having good cordage management and stuff like that. Also talking about the straps, they do have the quick release buckles, and the buckles themselves are very high quality. I have nothing bad to say about the buckles themselves. However, I do wish that Vertex, instead of using buckles that are kind of proprietary, I wish they would have stuck to an ITW or Fastex buckle pattern, because if you wanted to use this bag in an overt fashion and basically use it as a tactical bag, which I don't really have an application for, but if the occasion arose that I wanted to, you would be able to clip in a chest rig system to it. You would clip these into the top and clip these into the side, cinch everything down, and you could have your hydration carrier, mission essential gear on your back, and then your loadout on the front, and it'd all be one contained unit. So kind of nitpicking right there. Still don't have any complaints about the buckles. They do their job and they do it well. I love the little Hyphalon accents all throughout the bag. Right there, down here, got a grab handle up here, and then on the inside of the bag, where these zippers are, there were also Hyphalon snaps that I decided to remove, and we'll get to that here very shortly. But as far as the back section of the bag, super padded, super flat, extremely comfortable. And while we're back here, I'll go ahead and talk about their probably most known feature for their bags is this beaver tail. I do not, again, off-body carry, but I do use this whole flap right here. I do use this whole section basically to store my notebook. This is court documents. Not really going to show you guys the front side of the court documents because I don't want to expose my baby mom, you know. I'll tell anybody her story, but I'm not going to use her name. But basically I have a journal of all the times that she's kind of screwed up and didn't follow or do what she was supposed to be doing. Then I've got all my court documents for shared parenting plan and all my court summons that I've had in the past year and a half. I'm very ready to be done with this, and May of this year should be all said and done. That's all that I run in this back pouch. I just kind of run it as basically a document holder. I do like using it strictly for documents because it doesn't come into contact with anything else inside of the bag. Won't bend up the documents, corners, or anything like that. And when they're in there, I don't even feel it. So it's super rigid on the outside of the bag, plus the divider between the main section of the bag and that back section, there's another rigid divider. So awesome. So moving on to the front part, I do carry a 1 liter smart water bottle. It's empty right now currently. Need to get a new one. Going back to that grab handle here, you have a grab handle up top, you have a grab handle here. I find myself using this one more than anything. It's super, you lay it down on your seat, easy to grab, easy to get in and out of the car, throw it, like no problems there. Seems super heavy duty. I did have this bag when I first got it completely loaded out just to see how it distributed the weight and carried, and this just was an awesome part to grab the bag at. So here you have the gusseted front, so you could load this out quite a bit more if you wanted to, and it would bulge itself out. I try and run it kind of minimal. The only stuff that I run inside this front section, which is a quick deployment section, is like medical gear. And again, on the inside of these zippers there were snaps, so that if you wanted to secure this, it wouldn't allow you to open it without reaching up and unsnapping those. I opted to cut those out because I wanted this strictly a rapid deployment or quickly accessible pocket. So I took some regular nylon straps and a Fastex buckle, basically so that I could have access to medical gear. I have a tourniquet, I have a small trauma kit, which has a quick clot pressure bandage, and then I have a triangular bandage in there, some nitrile gloves, and a folded up chest seal. On the bottom, this is basically just a boo-boo kit that has a basic pill bottle that has ibuprofen, Advil, Tylenol, a little bit of everything. My daughter has allergies, so I have some allergy pills in there as well. Got a little bit of cold medicine like Theraflu, Alka-Seltzer. Got some eye drops, just a bunch of basic comfort items, especially having kids. Kids fall down, they scrape their knees. you know, it's good to have basic medical gear. While we're talking about this flap and I have it down, it still has these G-hooks on the inside, and they do have storage loops to maintain them when they're not in use. You can take those G-hooks, you could run a raincoat, a bike helmet, tactical helmet, basically anything that's going to be too large to fit inside this pouch. You run these G-hooks up, then there's these eyelets or loops that you can secure this bag up with. So I don't find myself using that too frequently, but I have used it, and it does its job well. So love that part. Coming down towards the bottom, if people aren't familiar with Vertex bags, this is going to be a pretty cool feature, but there is a hidden pocket down here secured by Velcro that you could take and store. Just to show you how deep it actually goes, it actually goes all the way up to the top of the bag. So you can run it all the way up there. So I don't know what you would want to put up there. It's up to your heart's desire. And not only that, if you wanted to keep this gear accessible, you could take and stuff this entire, actually I'll flip it around so you can see what I'm doing. You can take this entire flap and stuff it up inside of there. Then you have Velcro on the front side of the bag as well as, or hoop, and then you have your hook, or your loop, and then your hook. So you could secure that down, and it looks seamless, looks pretty flawless, like it was, like that's how the bag is made. So love that. I don't end up running that very frequently. I don't like having MOLLE webbing exposed. You know, I like doing the, I know the saying's overplayed, but I like the gray man aspect of carrying somewhat tactical gear in a civilian fashion. So, yay for that. Love the bag. Love its features. It's just storage on top of storage, and I love compartmentalization. So moving over to, from your guys' perspective, the right side of the bag, talk about this, where I pulled the water bottle out. Behind there, there's another additional pocket. On the inside of the pocket, you do have a mesh. I wouldn't even call it mesh. It's see-through, but it is hard. But super tough pocket. I don't really run anything inside there. I have, but currently I don't. I use this pocket over here as kind of a general catch-all. I run my work gloves in there, general purpose gloves. I don't use these at work, but you know, doing yard cleanup or going to the range, these mechanics gloves are basically my go-to. They're cheap. They do wear out rather quickly depending on the kind of work that you're doing or what kind of materials you're working with, but they do an excellent job protecting your hands and also keeping them a little bit warm. They're not the warmest gloves out there, but it's a layer when you need one. So moving on beyond that, I do have my RCS Tool & Co. lockpick. Never really had a real application for this. I did use it one time to get into my own house because I locked myself out because, like I said, I lose or misplace my keys quite frequently. And then I also have a Bushnell cheap little low lumen flashlight. I like having this outside, or right on the outside of this pocket. I always know where it's at so that I can see what's inside my bag or see at nighttime and retain most of my night vision if I didn't want to use this light and take away my night vision or use excessive light for a small task. So I like a little bit of redundancy, but at the same time, I'm not going to carry a larger, more powerful flashlight in here when I would need a larger, more powerful flashlight at night as more of a defensive purpose. That's kind of why I carry this. It's a flashlight when I need one and a flashlight when I really need one. So run that in my pocket. It does its job well. There are other flashlights out there. I've had my eye on the Surefire Tactician for quite some time. It's just dropping $270 on a pocket flashlight that doesn't come with a happy ending. It's kind of outside of my realm right now. So moving on to the other side, it has basically the same pocket but a little bit different organization. It still has the zipper mesh pocket on the inside of the flap. Same material, no extra organization, and then on the inside it just has a single pouch. Inside the single pouch I run a little bit of hygiene, and I run so like tissues, wet wipes, and a trash bag. Always good to have a trash bag, like a Walmart shopping bag. I typically always have a trash bag and a shopping bag inside every bag that I have, just because it's good to have bags inside of bags. Bags and bags and bags and bags. So, moving on beyond that, that's basically everything on that outside of the bag. Oh, there is one more pouch. Nothing really too fancy or important inside this one. You have this zipper pocket up front, and that hidden storage compartment comes all the way up behind this pocket, and that is the only way you can access that pouch is by going up through there. But by coming in through here, if you had something all the way at the top, you would be able to feel it behind the pouch. So this is basically just my morale pouch. I keep, like I said, I've got 2 young ones, so I keep a couple snacks. It is imperative to have snacks on you at all times, because if your kids are hungry, they're not happy, and if they're not happy, you are stressed. So always got to keep that for good morale for the kids. Love the Clif bars, love the Kind bars, and these are just some generic brand. I think we got these from Aldi's, but they're called Pack bars, and they're awesome. Like good nutritional value, maybe not in the sugar contents, but the calories are pretty high for a bar this size. You know, just like the Kind bar is 190 calories, and this one's 210. And a box of these comes in at less than half the price of a pack of Kind bars. So I do like generics most of the time, because you can double your value and still maintain a good nutrient source. And then the last thing that I keep in this pouch, I do keep this pouch rather empty, so that if I had stuff in my pockets I didn't want to keep in my pockets, but I didn't want to lose it in my bag, I could throw it in there with it. It does come with like a little key keeper. I never throw my keys in my bag. But nice little pack of wintergreen mints. Good stuff to have. Nice little morale boosters for the kids. They think it's candy, so kind of healthy for them. I'll let them keep thinking that. So that's it for the outside of the pack. We'll move on to the main compartment. Now, you do have these snaps on either side, so if you wanted to keep those secured, your bag would only open this far, so you could access it from the top and not have your bag come spilling out. I have noticed that even with this being so top heavy, it doesn't want to open on its own unless you give it a good grip to allow it to open on its own. So before I get into these mesh compartments down here, I'll just go ahead and clear out the contents of the main compartment. I have a Columbia rain jacket. I was out at my favorite store, Fin Feather and Fur Outfitters, and they had these on sale. I had my eye on them for a little while. It was hard for me to justify dropping $80 on a raincoat that, you know, packed down to this size. But I went back out there a couple weeks after I initially saw these, and they had them on sale for 22 bucks. So I picked up like 3 of them. I have 2 of them that are the same gray color, and then I have one that's like a darker smoke color. But you know, I picked up 3 raincoats for less than the price that it was initially selling for. So awesome little raincoat. It's an extra base layer, even if it wasn't raining. Well, I guess not a base layer, but it's an extra layer. Because here in Ohio it can get pretty cold pretty quick, even when it's supposed to be warm. So good thing to have a raincoat or an extra layer. Moving on, I have my tool pouch. This it wasn't designed as a tool pouch, I just kind of repurposed it as a tool pouch. But in here I've got metric and standard sockets for these bit drivers. I have 2 bit drivers. One's a ratcheting bit driver and another one's a fixed bit driver that I could put it in the tip or I could put it in the side, so I have more leverage. Then I have all the 1/4 inch bits, basically every 1/4 inch bit you could imagine. I have everything from Phillips, flathead, hex, or Allens, whatever you want to call them, and then star bits along with tamper bits inside of this. And then in the center divider, I also run a little bit of a bit extender that will accept standard sockets for drills and things of the sort. And then up here, this thing's kind of cool. This not really came in handy too much for me. I have used it a couple times, but it is a Zippo tape measure. And I've had this thing for a long time. I have no idea where it came from, but I've had this, yeah, you can tell how old it is. But it's just a tape measure if you ever need one, and it's small, so I carry it. But that's it for the tool pouch. Kind of just basic stuff inside there. Moving on, I have my hygiene kit. Starting on the outside, I just have some general tooth care stuff. I have some of the Wisp pocket toothbrushes. They're disposable. You brush your teeth with them one time, throw it away, and then it's got a small pick on the bottom. I have some flossers and then some toothpicks. Moving on to the inside of the main compartment of this, I have a toothbrush, toothpaste, Carmex, tampon. Now again, my wife's pregnant, so I don't really need that for her, but there's other girls out in the world that may need it, and I'm not a hero or anything, but I do come to the rescue sometimes with some of the shit that's in here. I have a Norwex EnviroCloth. For those of you that don't know anything about Norwex, it's definitely worth checking out. I haven't used soap except to like wash my hands in bathrooms and in my bathroom. I haven't used soap in over a year and a half, coming up on 2 years now. And I noticed that my feet don't stink as much. I noticed that my skin has cleared up. I used to have terrible acne, and now as you get older, your acne may clear up with time. But I noticed that my face, it doesn't get as oily, it doesn't get as dry as if I were using soaps or abrasive cleaners. Definitely worth checking out. Along with the Norwex EnviroCloth, I have a Norwex lens cleaner and a nice little, I want to call it woodland camo or multicam, but kind of cool. I like it and it works. I don't wear glasses, but I do have quite a few things that I will use that to clean the screen. My computer's in here, and I will use that to clean the screen on that. Again, me and my wife have been trying to conceive for a while now, so I carry a condom in there. Not really for me anymore at this point. And then I have a couple of the Shout bleach wipes. Actually, I don't know if they're bleach, they're just stain removers. And then behind that, I have a maxi pad and a couple Q-tips inside of a plastic bag. So this isn't just hygiene for me, this is hygiene for others as well. So then this is my electronics kit. Pretty basic stuff in here. I have a portable power bank. I have 2 different cords in there, one for my Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, which is a USB-C cord, and then I have a regular USB cord that will charge up the power bank and other common devices. And I can plug both of those into this power bank and charge devices. Then I also have a wall plug so that if I have access to electricity and somebody needed a charger, I'm able to just hand them a whole charger in the power bank or the cable and the plug. Then I have a pair of basic AKG headphones. So that's it for that pouch. This thing's come in handy more times than I can count. While we're still on this back side, in here I carry basically just the charging cables for the laptop. And then back here I have a Windows Surface laptop, and nothing too really fancy or special to say about that. I mean, it's a laptop and it does its job extremely well, so no complaints there. I'm not really a tech guy or anything like that, so I can't give you a review of the specs or anything like that. It's a laptop that works well and does everything that I needed to in my basic life. So moving on to the front section of the bag. Front internal section of the bag. Up top, I have a mechanical pencil, a Milwaukee Sharpie. I prefer these over regular Sharpies because they will write on absolutely everything. whether it's wet, dusty, oily, they just work on everything. And then I carry my favorite pens, which are these Bic Intensity pens. They write super fine, they don't bleed through. And then I have the Gerber, I want to say this is the MP600. It doesn't say it on there, but it's got all the tools on it that I need. It does not have a knife. This is the TSA compliant version. It does have scissors and a carbide saw. That just will complement my other tool pouch that I have. Basically, everything that's on that is in there except for a pair of scissors and the carbide saw. Up here, this is another little tech pouch. I have a little case of batteries. I'm missing a couple in there because I play Xbox, and currently I don't have any rechargeable batteries for my Xbox controller. And for anyone that plays Xbox, they will know that Xbox controllers can chew through some AA batteries quite quickly. Also, I have an Altoids tin that I've cleaned out, and all that I have in there is just a basic pair of hearing protection, just in-ear earplugs. I find myself going to the range unexpectedly all the time, and kind of sucks to go out shooting and then find out nobody has brought ears. So going on with other batteries, I have some of the Surefire CR123s that also go into the Streamlight, as well as my Surefire X300U. So it's good to have extras of those because the runtime on the Surefire X300U is anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. I think they quote that the runtime on it is an hour and 10 minutes. Don't hold me to that, but that's not a very long battery life. For a pistol mounted light, that's a long battery life. But when I'm getting 300 lumens out of this, and on one CR123 I'm getting closer to 4 hours out of this on high output. Just food for thought. Inside this, I also have some 1632 batteries, some 2032 batteries for the red dot, which I would need tools to remove that anyways, which I have a tool kit. Then I have some CR2s, which are all common batteries on the range, and most of these batteries are going to equipment that I have inside the bag. So that is it for that pouch. And I do enjoy organization, especially on a bag of this caliber. It's got all the organizational value that I really need. I use this down here basically as a cordage compartment, and I don't run, this isn't a survival bag by any means, it's just more to be a convenience bag. I have electrical tape in there. I did have a roll of the 1-inch Gorilla Tape. I'm not sure where that's at or why right now. So I've got electrical tape, got a folded up Walmart shopping bag, just good to have those. I've got one of those in every bag that I've got, my camping bag, my range bag. It's just good to have bags. If you're going to go somewhere and do anything at it, I'm a firm believer that you should leave that place looking better than when you got there. So pick up your trash, and if you got a bag like this, you're going to be inclined to pick up other people's trash. I know it sucks that you got to pick up after other people. I mean, you don't have to, but we got to pick up the slack that other people aren't, you know. We live in this world too. So then I've got a padlock basically to secure the bag if I needed to. And not only that, this goes along with my lockpick, my little fidget spinner. That's kind of just pass the time. I'm not one to sit there and just play on my phone all the time and stuff like that. I'd rather be doing something physically with my hands that requires thought. And I've gotten so bored doing this lock that I don't even pick that one anymore. I've worked up there, you know, I work on bigger padlocks that are a little bit more challenging. That one's not too hard to pick. Then on top of that, I have some Kevlar cordage. This is 700, I want to say this is either 750 or 770 test line, and for how thin this is, that's ridiculous. I mean, you think about 550 cord and they have the 770 cord, and the 770 cord is quite thick. This stuff is just crazy thin, crazy strong. It's abrasion resistant, it is heat resistant, and I have actually cut through a pallet with it, just hooking. I took 2 pens and looped them through there, and I just ran it back and forth, and it took no time at all to cut through a pallet runner. So and I was just excited to get it, so I wanted to try that out, and I was rather impressed. Now it does smoke a lot, not the rope itself, but the wood. It heats it up so fast that you can do some serious stuff with it. But I don't even have, I think there's probably like 15 feet of it. Good enough amount for a general utility purpose or securing something. And that's also another thing about this type of cord. If you tie a knot in it, it is extremely, extremely hard to get the knot out. So make sure that even if you're doing a slip knot, that you can pull through and unsecure the knot. It tightens on itself so tight that it makes it difficult to get that knot out. Well, I didn't realize it, but that's I think that's about everything that I covered in the bag. But yeah, as of 2019 right now, that's my everyday carry. The only thing that I am missing currently is my holster from Armadillo Concealment, and as soon as that comes in, I will be doing an initial impressions video of that. The reason why I like that holster, or the idea of the holster, so much, I can't actually speak to whether I like the holster or not. I've never handled one. But the reason that I like that holster, or the idea of the holster, so much is that it indexes strictly to the flashlight, so you can run multiple different firearm platforms as long as it stays within the same general profile as the Glock 19. So you can run an M&P, you can run a CZ P10, multiple different models. There's even people that are reporting, I've seen mixed reports that the 509 will not, or the 509 Tactical will not fit in there. And then I've seen other people saying that the 509 Tactical will fit in there. So time will tell. I would like to run it, or see if the holster will take the 509 Tactical, the Beretta M9A3. I'm sure it will take the Smith & Wesson M&P 9. I almost exclusively, the only handguns that I have are all 9mm and 22. So, and I'm not saying that I'm closed-minded. I would like some 10mm. I would like a traditional 1911 and 45. I would like a 2011 and 9mm, and then I would like a 1911 and 10mm as well. So I'm not closed-minded to different calibers. It's just the price point and the capabilities of 9mm has won me over. But yeah, that's the only thing missing, and that will probably be another review down the road. I don't know if I'll actually do an initial unboxing or impressions of it. We'll just have to see where I'm at in that current time when I get it. And but down the road, another video that I'm going to be doing is what I call my inconvenient camping bag. It's a bag that I keep in my car at all times. It has, you know, everything that I need that's necessary for me to camp out. You know, food, water, shelter, fire methods, cooking methods, stuff like that. And I got it sitting right here, so I'll just give you a quick peek of it. It's the Kelty Red Wing 50, and I got this thing loaded to the teeth, and that will probably be a longer and more in-depth review. And but yeah, that's what's coming down the road. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Any questions, leave a comment, get a hold of me. My email address is gunsgearandcoffee@gmail.com. And I try my best to reach out as fast as I can. Just understand that I live a very busy and very hectic, stressful life. So patience is a virtue. But until next time, guys, keep on keeping on.